What's up, everybody? It's Groovinator from RaidersOfLostFlicks.com. Hope you had a nice weekend and a nice holiday. We're going to be talking about the box office weekend, what's hot, what's not, and how I feel about all of it. So stick around.
Raiders of the Lost Flicks.
So Thanksgiving Day weekend looks like the big show in town is Frozen 2, which we reviewed on my channel over the weekend. Thank you for all those who showed up for that. It was a really good turnout, really good show, getting some very positive feedback off of that. So we're going to be doing that on a weekly basis. And I'll be talking about that more later on in the week. But let's talk about Frozen 2. MJ said it was an okay movie. I mean, if you like the first one, you're definitely going to like the second one. I mean, there wasn't a lot to pick from as far as kids' movies go. They're not going to take kids to see A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood because it's not really made for kids, even though it's about Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers is something from most adults' past. It's not really something that kids connect with now. And I can kind of relate to maybe why A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is not doing better, because it's not necessarily an origin story. It's not a biopic about Mr. Rogers. It's a movie that Mr. Rogers happens to be a character in. So, it's a fairy tale. And even though I thought it was wonderful, I can see why it's not really connecting with audiences. I can kind of understand it's kind of a strange film, but I do still hope that maybe Tom Hanks gets at least a nomination for another Oscar for his portrayal as Mr. Rogers. We'll see what happens. Knives Out did pretty good, but not quite as good as Frozen 2. So, Knives Out, I couldn't force myself to watch it. I just don't like Rian Johnson as a person or a director necessarily. I have very mixed opinions, and even though my movie pass pretty much takes care of all of my ticket fees, it's not really so much the money, it's just, do I want to patron this guy's movies anymore? I just don't think I can do it, and MJ hated it, and I'm going to trust her word. I don't know, I might go see it this weekend if I have time. I have already got 2 movies lined up, so we'll see what happens. That guy, Rian Johnson, man, he is something else. Anyways, Ford v Ferrari is still doing good. And that's interesting because I took my brother-in-law to go see Ford versus Ferrari while he was staying here over last week. And he loved it. And actually, the movie theater, there was a lot of butts in seats. And that made me happy that a movie like that is doing well at the box office, that the people are going, word of mouth is spreading on that, because that movie had almost no marketing. I mean, it was just like, hey, here's this movie, and everybody went out to go see it. And I think maybe Matt Damon, Christian Bale, and just the name Ford versus Ferrari had a lot going for it. But it's really a wonderful movie. It's not necessarily a car movie. It's more about these individuals and how cars affect their lives. And that's what I enjoyed about it. The fact that it's not a racing movie made for racing people. It's a movie made for pretty much everybody. You can find something you like. You don't really even need to know anything about cars to enjoy the movie. Queen and Slim, I did not have a chance to see. I didn't really see any movies this past week, and I feel bad about that. Like I said, I had time to take my brother-in-law to one movie, and I thought that he would love Ford v Ferrari, so I went and saw that again. I mean, at this point, it's family. It's entertainment. I aim to please. I can't always do work all the time, right? So let's take a look at domestic. For Sunday, 36, and for November, wow, 63. That's awesome. Yeah, that movie's killing it. I think we all knew that it would. Just that name alone kind of sells it. It is definitely made for little kids and little girls, and every little girl that ever saw Frozen is going to go see that. So Ford v Ferrari holding out pretty well. Midway, a little bit of a drop off. There's kind of some mixed opinions there. And then, Dark Fate is pretty much dead on arrival. I wanted to look at this too. This is interesting here. Sequels versus this versus thing here. Terminator, Dark Fate versus Genesis. Genesis did better, and that's the reason that Dark Fate exists. Zombieland Double Tap. I enjoyed that movie. I went and saw that the same night that I saw this. This was my palate cleanser for Terminator, was to see Zombieland Double Tap. Venom, I finally got around to seeing that. I wasn't terribly blown away by it. I found it to be kind of boring. I'm sorry. I couldn't get on the Venom train. Comparing that to Joker is definitely apples and oranges, but Rambo here definitely had a bit of a drop off, but I don't think that Rambo Last Blood was near as good as its predecessor, and I did say that in my review. But yeah, this weekend looks like I'm going to be seeing Playmobil the movie, Dark Waters with Mark Ruffalo and Anne Hathaway, and if I have time, maybe I'll see Knives Out, but I don't think I can force myself to sit through it. I don't know, a 3-film day, that's a lot of. That's a lot. I don't know. I don't have Brad Jones type numbers, so I don't know if I can do Brad Jones type movie settings, But we'll see what happens. Reminder, I have a watch party on my channel Saturday, December 7th, 8:30 p.m. We are watching the Star Wars Holiday Special. To the best of my knowledge, I will be joined with MJ, Pete, and Alex. The usual riffing crew will be there, and it's a wonderful movie. Doesn't cost you anything to watch it. We'll be watching it together. Just show up on my channel. I'll also be on Etep Coolion's Place to Be Reviews Monday Night Raw tonight, so check me on that channel. His link is in my description. I would also like you to subscribe to Sal at 2 Cent Toys. He reviews toys. Sometimes he puts models and things together on live streams and tells stories. Wonderful little channel. I would love to see it grow, so make sure you subscribe to that. Make sure you subscribe to Goober Brothers Entertainment, and the three of us lads will also be on ETEP's channel on Wednesday for our Boardroom, episode 4. So make sure you're part of that. Wow, that was a lot of announcements. Good Lord. But yeah, this weekend we'll definitely be talking about The Irishman. We'll be talking about Playmobil the movie and Dark Waters. We'll probably start a new segment too where we do we'll talk about one retro movie. Also, I got some content coming out this week. I finally sat down and watched The Fanatic. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. There's going to be content coming out about The Fanatic very soon, and I'll be talking about that movie on ETEP's show tonight as well, so make sure you check that out. Thanks for waiting for me. Sorry I didn't have a lot of content out last week. I was just busy as hell. I apologize. I that's the best, way I can explain is the holidays were very hectic this year. So you guys have yourselves a groovy day, and this is the Groovinator signing out.
Thank you for watching this video. We hope you are entertained. Like, share, and subscribe, and visit us again.